Under my tutelage, you will grow from boys into men, from men into gladiators, and from gladiators into Swansons.
What's up everyone, David here, got a new video for y'all today, but before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Remember, new videos every week. So for today's video, we're gonna be going over a video that was uploaded last week, that video being low calorie protein coffee shake, easy breakfast smoothie recipe. If you haven't watched it, first off, shame on you. Second off, go fucking watch it, it's helpful. But there was one particular comment from someone that I feel needs to be addressed to everyone. That comment being, how many times a week do we need to take this shake? I am new to the gym and it's just about whey protein and creatine. Is it safe eating, mixing both of those two? Also, which time is the best to take that to gain more muscle? I joined the gym 1 week ago and I am a newbie here. Newbie meaning you're new to the gym. Please share any more tips which will help me gain more muscles. And by the way, I'm skinny, weigh around 70 kgs, and I'm 27 years old. All right, so I'd like to address off first off, there's nothing wrong with being new. Age has nothing to do with this. But a lot of these questions are the same exact questions that I've had previous clients tell me, or just people that come up to me in the gym and then while I'm training a client, and they ask me the same thing. And I like to point out, there's many beginners in the gym, and it can be often intimidating because you don't know where to start. There's so many different exercises, so many different diets, so many things to follow, so much information out there, so much misinformation out there, because you know there's a lot of people out there that be bullshitting shit, and you don't know what to listen to. So what exactly do we listen to? Well, the questions this particular person asked, I know are the same questions many of you out there have, but are just too scared to ask. Remember, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. How are you supposed to know the answer if no one knows you're even questioning it in the first place? So don't overthink it. We all have these questions. I'm gonna try to address as many of these. But before I address them, I would like to split up my answers into 4 separate categories. We're gonna be going over supplements, nutrition, workouts, and recovery. All of these are going to be geared towards the beginner. If you're new to the gym, what should you be doing? What should you be avoiding? Just a general overall outlook just to get started. Because again, when you're a beginner to the gym, don't worry about the small little details. Just stick with the basics, and then over time, you'll gain more knowledge and you'll start realizing what works for you. So to start addressing this person's question, how many times a week do we need to take this protein shake? Now again, if you haven't already watched this video, again, shame on you, go fucking watch it. It was a breakfast shake. I just put the usual milk, bananas, but I think the part that they're specifically going towards is the fact that it has protein powder in it. And I'd like to point out, if you're new to the gym, don't think that taking protein powder automatically is gonna get you the results that you want. Don't think that this powder is some magic powder that's gonna make you get all swole up again. No, that's not the case. When it comes to supplements, well, first off, there's only 3 that I would recommend taking because they got plenty of research backing them up. That's gonna be protein powder, creatine, and caffeine. Not in that particular order, just those are the top 3. I got a video right here already addressing what are the benefits for all 3, but what are some things to be on the lookout for when taking them. So please go ahead and watch that one. I'll put the link down. Now, when you're a beginner, if you're thinking that protein powder right away is gonna get you the results you want, you're in for a rude awakening. Protein powder should not be taking the place of real food. So in terms of this person saying, how many times a week should I be taking this, or how many times in general, I don't think they're getting the question right. I think what they should be asking is how much protein I need to be eating throughout the day. It's not about the protein powder that you take that gets you the result. It's the overall amount of protein from your daily intake that's gonna get you the results that you want. It's gonna be the overall amount of calories you eat each day that add up for a total week that's gonna give you a surplus of calories. Surplus meaning you're eating more than you're burning. That's ultimately what's gonna help you gain weight. So just to summarize that particular portion with the protein powder, the question isn't whether how often you should be taking protein powder. It's about how often, how much protein you should be eating overall throughout the day, every week, every month, over time to get the results you want. And I always just say, you know what, mess around with it. If you know you're not eating enough, just eat more protein. I personally go for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight minimum. Now, there's different research out there, ACSM guidelines, American Council on Sports Medicine, they say 0.7 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. So you do the math there, that's less than a gram per body weight. But me personally, I go at least 1 gram per pound of body weight, but cater to you. Just know, you want to build muscle, you got to increase the protein. Now, next part of their question, is it safe to mix the two? And the two they're talking about is protein powder and creatine. Now, first and foremost, yes, it's safe. These things are not steroids. Now, you've got dietary restrictions, then maybe you want to be on the lookout for that. But when it comes to what time you're taking it, which was the next part of it, of their question, it really doesn't matter what time you're taking it, whether it be before your workout or after workout. Again, when it comes to the protein particularly, it matters overall throughout the day. How much protein are you getting? How much protein intake, how much caloric intake throughout the day? That's going to make the difference. Now, there has been some research saying that in terms of creatine, there is just a slightly better absorbance rate in your body after the workout, but the results compared to, you know, taking it before your workout is very, very minimal. So if you're not too caught up in the details like that, I would say it doesn't matter as long as you get it in throughout the day. Me personally, I take it after my workout because that's when I'm making a shake with protein powder, and it just makes it easier. Just put all the powders there, so I'm not constantly having to go back and forth, open up this bottle, pour it in, put it back, grab this protein powder jar, open this. It's just all the powder. I put it all in one shake just to make it easier for me. Again, it's just a matter of convenience and saving time. But realistically, if you're getting your creatine every day, then go for it. And I'd like to point out, creatine is one of those supplements where it's not like pre-workout where it kicks in that moment. It's something you have to take every day like a vitamin, and it gets stored up in your body. Again, watch that video. It goes over the details on these things. Now, when it comes to taking both of them, again, it's every day. You still got to be on the lookout for your overall just nutrition goals, and that's what's going to help us move over a little bit now to that second category that I said earlier, nutrition. Food should be taking the priority, not supplements. Supplements are called supplements for a reason. They're meant to supplement your normal diet. So in the case of this person right here, who it sounds like they're trying to build muscle, you got to be in a caloric surplus. That means you got to be eating way more calories than you're burning. Don't just think it's only protein. You also got your protein, you got your carbs, you got your fats. Now, when it comes to spacing it out, space it out whatever you can. Some people, they prefer to eat 3 big meals throughout the day. Other people like myself, I'd rather eat 6 decent sized meals throughout the day. So smaller quantities, but more consistent throughout the day. Do what works best for you. The 2 things though I for sure will look out for is protein and carbs before your workout, protein and carbs after the workout. Now, before the workout, although you're having both, you're going to emphasize more on the carbs. Why? Because that's what your body runs off of for fuel. That's what's going to give you the energy to get you through your workout. After the workout, again, protein and carbs, but now I'm emphasizing more of the protein because that's what my muscle is now going to need to help recover, to grow bigger, grow stronger after the workout I just put it through. Along with that, you also got to look out for your greens. You know, those green things you keep in the bottom drawer of your fridge and then you throw out when they go bad. Yeah, those are called vegetables. Those are actually good for you. Those colorful things that you see in the produce section, those are called fruits. They also help you. It's not just about the macros being protein, carbs, fat. You got to get your micronutrients in there, your vitamins, your minerals. These little things are for overall health. Don't confuse diet with nutrition. All right, one of them has to do with your overall caloric intake. One of them has to do with what are the benefits of those particular foods that you're eating. Again, when it comes to building muscle, you don't want to just focus on that. You also want to focus on overall health. You know, you got to keep yourself healthy, obviously. So eat your fruits and vegetables as well. Have a balanced meal. Go to myplate.gov. Look at the samples I have there of how much of each food you should be eating, and then cater it according to your needs. If you already know you're going to be following that template and you want to gain muscle, okay, increase the protein. Figure these things out. It's not that hard. Just protein, carbs, fats. Eat your fruits, eat your vegetables, drink enough water. It's not that complicated. Just get started and stay consistent with it. Moving on their questions. I joined the gym 1 week ago and I am a newbie. Any more tips which help me to gain more muscles? Okay, we just covered the nutrition part. You gotta eat more. Emphasize the protein. Supplements are not the end all be all. Now, let's go on to that third section, workouts. For a beginner, what are they gonna be doing to gain mass? Well, in this particular case, you got to figure out how often you can go to the gym. Don't think you have to be going to the gym 7 days a week to get results. Eventually, you will burn yourself out. You can only push so hard for so long before your body ultimately gives out for you. For me personally, I go 5 days a week, but there's been times when I only do 3 days per week. There's been times where I go 4. There's other times where I do 6. It depends on you and your time and what you know you're capable of. So let's just say you're a beginner and you start off with 3 days per week. So you go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You give yourself that 1 day of rest in between. Real simple. What are you gonna be doing those 3 days? You can do upper body, lower body, full body, push, pull, legs. You can adjust it however you want. Just make sure you're hitting every major muscle group and then you're being even with how often you train each muscle group. Don't just do arms, chest, and then you see you're not hitting legs. If you wanna grow your muscles, you obviously have to hit every muscle group. So I have another video going over programming, what I personally do. You could adjust it accordingly to that as well. But when it comes to the workouts, you gotta face the fact, especially if you're a beginner, it's going to be uncomfortable, it's gonna fucking hurt, it's going to burn, but you gotta push through it, all right? Don't bitch out at the slightest bit of discomfort when you're hitting a set of bench press and then you start feeling a little bit of pain, it starts burning a little, and then you ultimately quit. No, if you want the results that you're aiming for, you're gonna have to put the work in, you're gonna have to earn it. You gotta push through that pain, push through that burn, push through that fatigue, so that way you get the physique that you're ultimately aiming for, that physique being muscle. Don't waste your time doing all these different exercises thinking that it's gonna get you more results, the more complicated it looks. You see all these videos, especially for like abs, where they do like this hit circuit, high knees, standing crunches. They're doing who knows what just to get abs. Man, keep it simple. Just some weighted crunches. Grab the cable machine, crunch. Put a weight on your chest, crunch up, simple things like that. When it comes to bench, don't try to do anything fancy. Like you see those people when they squeeze the two plates together and they're going up and down, they're standing up like that. And just stick to the basics. Go into bench press, up and down, dumbbell bench press, up and down, cables, just close your hands. It's like you're doing a hug. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard to do all these different exercises for each individual muscle group. There's plenty of videos out there. Just look at what the bodybuilders are doing. Yes, they're on steroids, but the exercises they're doing are the basics. Your basic squat movements, your basic pressing movements, your basic rowing movements, your basic hinge movements. I mean, what else do you need? As long as you're pushing yourself hard enough within those sets, you will see results. Now, when it comes to how many specific sets, that's gonna vary from person to person. Me personally, if I were a beginner, I'd be aiming for roughly 6 working sets, not warm-up sets, working sets for each individual muscle group when I'm working out. So if I'm doing legs, I'm hitting 6 sets for quads, 6 sets for hammies, 6 sets for calves. Real easy. You don't need that many different exercises. Don't think you need to do 5, 6, 7 exercises for one group. Realistically, that doesn't matter. What matters is how many total working sets you did for that particular muscle group. So for example, if I were to do 2 exercises for chest and I do each one for 6 sets, that's 12 overall sets of chest. But if I were to just done 1 exercise for chest and done that for 12 reps, as long as they're all working sets, it realistically is going to be the same results. I'm still hitting the same total amount of volume at the end of the workout, and that's what's going to matter. Now, moving on from the workouts, we're going on to the 4th component. And I feel like this is one of the biggest things that beginners do not get right, is the recovery portion. They think that the more they push, the more results they will get, which in hindsight, yes, but up to what point? You can do all the workouts in the world. You can work out 7 days a week. You can spend 3, 4, 5 hours in the gym. But if you're not recovering enough, you're just wasting your time. You're not gonna be getting any results. Your body needs time to rest. The example I like to give my clients is, imagine you're driving a car. You could be driving it for hours on end, but if you don't occasionally stop to get gas and refuel, eventually you're not gonna get anywhere. Same thing with your workouts. You could be working out every day for hours on end, but if you don't occasionally take the time to stop and recover, you're not gonna get anywhere. Your body needs time to rest. Your body rests when it's asleep. That's when it's recovering. That's when it's building itself back up. If you're just constantly pushing, you're not getting anywhere. So make sure you get enough sleep. And I like to point out, recovery is not just sleep. Recovery is also what you do throughout the rest of the day. Your nutrition, your diet, what you put in your body, that's gonna make a big difference. Think about it. Your workout is roughly 1 or 2 hours in the day. You still got 22 to 23 other hours throughout the day that are going to determine how much results you're going to get out of that 1 to 2 hour workout. So you got to constantly be feeding it. Make sure it has enough calories to refuel. Make sure it has enough protein in its system for your muscles to benefit from. Make sure you're staying properly hydrated. Things like this. Look at good recovery methods. I got another video right here talking about the benefits of sleep and how you can recover better to push harder for your workouts. Look at that. Pay attention to what's being said. Actually apply it. Again, recovery is crucial. you could only get so much results from the actual workout itself. Your body needs time to reset and recuperate to make sure that you can push harder for the next workout. In the end, the 4 components that I feel beginners should be worrying about are gonna be the supplements, understanding are they really necessary or not? Nutrition, are you eating the right types of food, and are you eating the right amounts of food depending on what your goal is? The workouts, do you know what specific workouts to do, or are you just wasting your time in the gym? And then recovery, are you actually taking initiative to recover, or are you just wasting time and neglecting it? These 4 things, if you can get them down as a beginner, you'll be fine. Don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate it. There's plenty of resources out there. Like I said, I'm gonna link all my videos down below that are gonna help you cover these 4 topics. It's not that hard. Just go in, get started, do what you can, figure out what works for you along the way, and you'll see results. Don't get overwhelmed. And if you got questions, just fucking ask. There's always people out there to help. Just know who are the credible sources and who not. Make sure you can realize who's just giving bullshit advice and who's actually being genuine and knows what they're talking about. Simple. With that being said, comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do. Make sure you subscribe to not just my channel, subscribe to my girlfriend's channel and our couple's channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Remember, we got new videos every week across the board for all 3 channels. And then for Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Make sure you follow me on my accounts, girlfriends, couples. I'll put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.